Hey guys, welcome to my channel! In this third episode of the How Healthy is Thanksgiving series, we'll be baking and analyzing the dessert for our dinner, pumpkin pie. First, we are going to prepare the dough. I'm not making a classic pie dough because this one is supposed to taste even better. If you have experiences with different doughs, please let me know in the comments below. Mix some all-purpose flour with baking soda and sugar. Then crack in an egg. And add a bit of butter in small chunks. It doesn't matter if you get your hands dirty, because now we have to knead the dough. We use our hands to knead the dough well. Until it has a nice and cohesive texture. We'll cover the bowl with a foil. And while the dough chills in the fridge, we need to prepare the filling. For that, we need to cut, core, and dice the pumpkin. Then we spread it on a baking tray and bake it in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius. Of course, you could also boil the pumpkin in water, but then a lot of the nutrients would be washed out, and that's why I will bake it in the oven. In the meantime, we'll take an info break and see which nutrients and other qualities pumpkins have to offer. Archaeologists found pumpkin seeds which date back to 10,000 BC. That means they have already been around in the Stone Age. Pumpkins botanically belong to the berries, but strawberries and raspberries don't. How confusing! Zucchinis are actually also pumpkins. That's not surprising if you look at the way they grow and how similar the flowers are. Pumpkin seeds have a lot more calories than the pumpkin itself. And because they contain a lot of healthy unsaturated fatty acids, they are often made into pumpkin seed oil. Here you can see that pumpkins really don't have a lot of calories. They consist of a lot of water and deliver a nice amount of dietary fiber. If we look at the coverage of the daily nutrient recommendations, vitamin A and carotene stand out. Welcome back to the kitchen! We can now take the dough out of the fridge and spread it into a pie dish. Making sure there's enough dough on the edges. We're setting it aside in the fridge again until we're ready to fill the pie. For the filling, we need brown sugar, a tablespoon of sugar beet syrup, eggs, and cream, as well as some seasoning, for which we are going to use cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger. Mix it well. And then we just need to finish our main ingredient, the pumpkin puree. After about 35 minutes of baking in the oven, the pumpkin should have softened and we can take it out. But don't turn off the oven because the pie will go in there in just a few minutes. After letting the pumpkin cool down a short while, we can puree it with a hand blender. Now just add it to the rest of the ingredients and mix everything well. Take the dough out of the fridge and pour the pumpkin filling into the mold. Then we'll bake it in the oven at the same temperature as the pumpkin before. After about 45 minutes, the pie is done. Pumpkin pie might be delicious, but how healthy is it? Let's have a look. Pumpkin pie has a lot more calories than the pumpkin by itself. The cholesterol listed here comes from the butter, egg and milk. The daily recommended limit is around 250 to 300 milligrams. So if you have one slice of pumpkin pie, you should be conscious about what else you eat on that day. The relative amounts show that a quarter of the daily recommended amount of fat is reached with one slice of pumpkin pie. That's really a lot. But we also see that the fat-soluble vitamins are present to a great extent, as well as phosphorus. I hope you give this recipe a try and this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any more interesting content and tasty recipes. I hope to see you again in the next episode of How Healthy is Thanksgiving, where I'll be making a pumpkin ginger soup and baking some buttermilk clover leaf rolls. Until then, bye!